All right, today we're diving into Cameroon. It's this incredible nation that's just bursting with potential, but at the same time, it's wrestling with some really deep contradictions. It's a story about promise, a big paradox, and the search for a path forward. So let's just start with a question, a kind of thought experiment. What if I told you that you could see and feel almost everything the African continent has to offer? All its amazing landscapes, its incredible wildlife, its diverse people, all without ever leaving the borders of a single country. Well, that's not just some hypothetical question. For years, Cameroon has had this nickname that really, gets to the very heart of what makes it so special: Africa in miniature. So what does that actually mean? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. The idea is that Cameroon contains a little piece of almost every type of environment and a huge spectrum of the human diversity you'd find across the entire continent. It's Africa, just concentrated into one nation. In this amazing diversity, it really comes in two main flavors. On one side, you've got this incredible world of different ecosystems packed into one country. And then on the other side, you have this equally dense and beautiful mosaic of different peoples and cultures. Let's start with the nature side of things first.
So, the ecosystems. The sheer variety of Cameroon's natural world it's breathtaking. It's almost like a highlight reel of Africa's greatest natural hits, all in one place.
Just try to picture this journey. You can start in the dry, arid desert in the far north, and as you travel south, it slowly transforms into these vast rolling grasslands. Keep going, and you'll hit towering mountains, some so high they get snow. And then you plunge down into these thick, dense tropical rainforests, and eventually you pop out onto a vibrant Atlantic coastline. It's an entire continent's worth of geography.
And all that different terrain, of course, supports an absolute explosion of life. To put a number on it, Cameroon is home to over 9,000 different species of plants. That puts it at number 4 for plant diversity in all of Africa. Pretty incredible.
And of course, with all those plants, you get a stunning range of animals. What you're looking at here is a forest elephant, and that's just one of the 409 mammal species found in the country. This incredible biodiversity actually places Cameroon 5th in all of Africa for its fauna.
And this highlights why these habitats are so important on a global scale. This is a cross-river gorilla, one of the most critically endangered great apes on the entire planet. Cameroon's forests are one of their last, best strongholds, which makes protecting this place a huge global responsibility.
What this really all boils down to is that Cameroon is a key caretaker of the Congo Basin, which is the second largest rainforest in the world. These forests are like a giant lung for our planet, absorbing massive amounts of carbon and regulating the global climate. So what happens in Cameroon's forests, well, it really affects all of us. Okay, so let's pivot now, from the natural world to the human one, which is, believe it or not, just as diverse. Cameroon is like a living, breathing map of African history and culture.
The numbers here are just staggering. Inside this one country, you've got more than 250 distinct ethnic groups, and those groups speak over 200 different languages. It's one of the most culturally and linguistically dense places on the entire planet.
And it's not just a random collection of people, it's a genuine historical crossroads. In the south, you'll find Bantu communities, whose cultures and languages stretch all across Central and Southern Africa. But if you travel north, everything changes. The languages, the traditions, they shift to groups with deep cultural ties to West Africa and the Lake Chad region. It's truly where the continent meets.
But this is where the story takes a sharp turn, because for all of its natural riches and its human wealth, for all of that incredible promise we've been talking about, Cameroon faces a really deep paradox. There's this persistent, frustrating gap between what it could be and what it is.
This quote from a journalist named Richard Kameta, it really just cuts right to the heart of the problem. He's talking about this tendency for people to wash their hands of responsibility, to act like the nation's problems are somebody else's to solve. And that points to a much deeper societal challenge.
And when you dig into it, you see these specific hurdles. There's a culture of talking a big game about national unity, but behind the scenes, tribalism and nepotism often decide who gets ahead. You see corruption, like inflating the price of public contracts, which just robs the country of precious resources. These aren't just small issues. They actively stop Cameroon from using its amazing diversity as a strength. Instead, that diversity can become a source of division and missed opportunities. So the big question is, how does a nation so full of promise get past a paradox like that? Well, the path forward seems to be rooted in a really powerful idea:
creating a true partnership between the people and their incredible natural world. Now, this isn't some brand new idea. It takes long-term commitment. You have organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, for example, who've been on the ground there for decades, building relationships and trust since the early 90s. They've been laying the groundwork for a more sustainable vision for a very long time.
And this is what a modern, holistic approach looks like. It's not just about, saving the animals in isolation. It's a whole integrated strategy that connects the dots between healthy forests and wildlife and food security, climate change, and even energy. And holding it all together are two absolutely critical pillars: good governance and sustainable investment.
So this vision, it really breaks down into a three-part mission. Step 1, conserve that immense biological diversity we talked about. Step 2, make sure that any renewable resources are used in a way that's truly sustainable for the long haul. And Step 3, actively work to reduce pollution and wasteful consumption. It's a plan for people and the planet to succeed together.
Ultimately, the end goal is a future where Cameroon's healthy ecosystems and incredible biodiversity are the very engines that support the people and drive sustainable development. It's all about turning that amazing natural wealth into real, tangible well-being for every single Cameroonian.
And that leaves us with one final, really vital question. We've seen that Cameroon's diversity is its defining feature, it's its greatest promise. But can that very same strength, and all its beautiful complexity, become the key that unlocks the solutions to the divisions and the challenges that hold it back? That right there is the path that Cameroon is walking today.